The chaos reigns. Ah, yes. Yes. Welcome, guys and females or girls or what you want to call it. Welcome to today's stream, live stream or etc. I am Chaos Rain here, and before I go into today's facilities or today's stream, I'd like everybody to follow me on my social media. The links are for the following, and I believe they're in the description as well. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. You could also follow and join me on Rumble as well. I'm probably gonna put another video that got we could say banned, for lack of better words, off here. A very controversial video. It will be on Rumble very soon. So if you have not caught any of the videos that was put on that platform, those are pretty much the uncensored versions of the videos I had up here for you can find them on Rumble. Some of them, not all. And trust me, I have a lot of videos on my channel. Some made the cut, and some have not made the cut. Nonetheless, if you want to catch the uncensored version, please, I would highly advise everybody to make their way to Rumble. And that's just the nice version, the free version I will put out. And trust me, I'm not really busy putting too much stuff for free, but like I said, for something that's, very controversial, I will let some slide for people to view it on the platform. So please follow me on Rumble. It's CRain23 on Rumble. I'll post it in the chat room as we go through today's stream. Also, what else I'm trying to remember? Oh, join the Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show as well. Yeah, so and that's in the description of this video as well. What else? Oh, I forgot. I just noticed something that just came in just momentarily. And I wish I had some bells and whistles for this, but I don't. But I'm going to put this out for now, so everybody know. Welcome, Kingdom Come, of becoming a member, a channel member to the Chaos Rain Show. I truly appreciate it. And for those that want to become members of the channel, you know what to do. The join button is on the channel as well. You hit the join. You can pick either tier of which type of membership you want to be a part of. As you know, the top tier is the more raunchier, controversial videos that, can't be for, just for the watchful eyes, or lack of better terms. So I would say you will have to become a member for certain really uncensored videos or live streams, lack of better words, but the deal. So become a member. There are videos now on the low tier and the higher tier. There'll probably be more videos higher tier to come depending on the content. But then let's pick your weapon, pick your tier, enter the chaos or extreme chaos. Those are memberships for the Chaos Rain Show. And I'm just double checking some things because make sure everything's passed out. Let me think. Okay. And let me see what's going on. I got a message, and I get a message. All right, I'm just going through one last thing. All right, it looks like everything is sent out, so we can begin, guys, and remove some things off the studio. And please make sure you hit the like button and share as well. All right, today's strip is titled. Oh, wait. One other thing, I gotta double check, make sure everything's good. I gotta do this. I don't think this was established edit video. me see what's going on here. Oh, I don't know what I said. All right. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna have commercials on here. Okay. Go back. I see what's. I think this video might have some controversy, but nonetheless, the show must go on. Today's stream is titled "The Man Advocates for Men to Travel. What says you?" Now, what I mean by the men advocate for other men travel, as you know, there is a particular middle age, probably maybe an older gentleman. I think he's a Caucasian man. He did put out a video out. I'm not sure how long ago this was, but this was some time ago. And doing so, he kind of broke the internet a little bit in regards to his views and opinions about other groups of women outside the United States of America. And to be honest with y'all, I mean, I'm not saying a man shouldn't travel, but I would say as you get older as a man, you always want to see the world, whether you're young or you're a certain age in life where you just want to see what's out there. And I think personally, enough men don't do no traveling. I mean, I could speak for myself. I haven't really done much traveling, even where I'm at in stage of life. I travel very little. And I probably just set some agendas that I might have more to see what's out there. Men should always find what's out there in the world to become what they like to call the best version of oneself. And sometimes you might not get everything at home in home, but always when you go outside of home, you might have a different experience. A more luxurious experience, depending what you're trying to get at. So now, what's this? Oh, that's some nonsense. All right, so in doing so, to be fair and honest, I think more men, including black men, should check what's outside the country a little bit to get a feel where they stand in the world stage. And we could say this is promotion in a way, but I'm just saying realistically, what's really out there for the black man if he can't get nothing here in America? I noticed there are a lot of simps that are targeting and persuading and trying to beat down with words black men that have options, or go as far as exercise options, that he doesn't exercise his options, where he takes his money, his time, even his brain to another store. And I think a lot of people in the community, black community especially, the last thing you want to do is have a set of men really go out there and really see what the world has to offer them. Personally. And personally, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, traveling is good, I have not been to those type of real first world nations or even more third world countries, but I will have to say, if you travel and you're looking for something different and new, or you're just looking for, some little plaything, why not? I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? Now, we could say there's a lot of things that could happen to a lot of Americans. They'll go missing. They'll get robbed, etc., 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 etc. And I know that is the highly possibility. But let's keep it fair and honest. Do you have anything else better to do if this did not really, if this land didn't favor you enough? Like literally. I mean, think about it. There are a lot of men that, let's be honest, that who have children or don't have children are not really losing out if I want to keep it real with y'all. Like, literally, not really losing out. Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. Damn it. All right, it was some weird that's going on. Let me check if my. I don't know why is my. I think they kind of restructured the stream, the what they call it, the what they call this, the Discord. I remember Discord having this. Oh well, anyway, I don't want to get distracted. So let's look at the one they call Sidecast, or the psychology expert explain in his own 2 words his own views and opinions of if men should really travel for better mate selection. So no further ado, and we'll put this banner up here for now. Let's go into it and let's see and hear from the man personally. Let's go.
Through psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is passport bros and international dating. So this is a topic that has come up frequently in the comments of several of my videos, and it's a topic that I've been requested to discuss by many people over the last several months. If you're unfamiliar with the subject, passport bros is the collective term for a movement among Western and specifically American men who are increasingly pursuing mating and dating opportunities abroad.
Now, mind you, anything that the brother create, everybody else has to follow. It is what it is. I think what men do, especially black men, when they come up with something new and they make it a hashtag or make it trending, every other group of men starts to flock on what comes out of the mind of the brothers. How I know? Because if this thing was a term that's been around for a while, we would not be hearing something called passport bros in general. Recently, it's been talked about for as long as men have traveled throughout centuries. But because the black man has put hands on it, he has created a trend that every man has to follow. And that trend is you must go travel and either do 2 things: look for a wife or buy a chick, aka, have your little fun overseas. It's one or the other. But nonetheless, men are traveling, and the brothers are the ones that create the term hashtag passport bros. So let's continue. The fair use.
These are guys who are flying to places like South America and Southeast Asia and the Middle East in order to access sexual opportunities that they argue aren't available in their home country. And I'm going to respond to this phenomenon through the lens of my recent experiences spending a month in the country of Japan. Now, I'm not very knowledgeable about this phenomenon, but to be honest, there was always something about the passport bros movement that felt a little sleazy and pathetic. Without really examining it, my perspective was similar to the prevailing attitude, which was something like this movement was for guys who were too low status or unattractive to beat out their intrasexual competition here.
Now, we could say that could have a lot of truth. But here's the kicker. And here's the real honest truth. If you're not really getting played and you have to sit there, pay for the possibility of intercourse, i.e. the possibility of sex by Al-Raj Curry's book, No Free Attention, then obviously you only go so far. And I mean so far loosely, that you're going to go out your way and spend your hard-earned money to take your hard-earned money to take out and finesse a Western woman for what? I'm not sure what the average cost of date now it is. It says roughly on the average in America is like close to $200, roughly. You spend this amount of money, and at the end of the night, you spend money on food. Talking about wine her diner. She'll sit there, might kiss you on the cheek, and either do two things: say you want to come to my place, or she'll say, "I had a great time. I'll call you back later," and then you don't hear from that beep again. I'm thinking back in my mind, I said, "Damn, decisions." And trust me, there are men that have been curved badly. Like literally curved badly. The amount of money they spend on dates with just random women, it is considered a foodie call after a while. And there are actual revealed evidence that women do and waste men time in regards to get, how can you say it? How can I say it? They'll spend money just to hope that a woman is going to give them time there and give them the luxury of blessing them with their legs wide open, spread eagle. But that's not the case for a lot of Western men, modern men today. Most modern men today, dependent, they got that mouthpiece, or they're just awkward, or hell, they just afraid to talk to women. They're not getting nothing out here. They're gonna get dry, phallus and a bottle of water. So it's give or take. A lot of men have made decisions, and the decision for most dudes that can't afford it are going to say, "The hell with this! I'm going to go where I'm celebrate, not tolerate," or what do you call it? I'm tolerate, not celebrate, whatever they want to call it, that special term. So most men, majority of men, they do that and made the calculated decision to say it's better off I just go somewhere else where my money goes much further, and these women are more wholesome that they're going. Let's be honest. Do a little small thing for a little piece of change. You feel me? You feel me? And most men ain't gonna do it. So anyway, I'm gonna let the guy continue. Let's continue on to the tape. Fair use.
They couldn't get laid in the States, so they basically engage in geo arbitrage to leverage a relative advantage that wouldn't exist in their home country. My attitude was something like only guys who couldn't get what they want from women here would need to uproot their whole lives and travel halfway around the world, which kind of made these men out to be conniving beta males. That was my attitude before spending a month in Japan. That is no longer my attitude now. Having spent a month in that country, I think I better understand where this movement might be coming from. And I definitely don't think it's just for loser men who can't get laid in America. Allow me to explain. From the perspective of
as he goes and explains this, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the stream, and make sure you subscribe to the Chaos Rain Show as well. Subscriptions are free, like always, give or take. And please, don't forget to smash the like button. And also follow the links in the description at the end of this video, and I'll put some links during the conversation ahead. Likes are free. Subscription is also free, depending on what subscription type, if you're not going to join button. But nonetheless, subscription are free, so please pick your weapon and subscribe to the channel. Now, as he goes in onto this, a lot of men, when they hear men traveling, especially, that's the thing that comes to focus. You can't get no here, so you got to go to a dirty foot country where women are deprived and poor, miseducated, wherever that means. And I means loosely. And you go over there to get not only what you want, but you look like you get a so-called slave. So, I see my good friend Jay Mac from the Tough Top podcast. What's good, Jay? Okay. Yes. You notice that Men keep things simple at the end of the day. They like things not too hard, too rough, except and not too much work. Nor men should be work for everything, but most men overall, they like if they can find it much easier to get what they want, they will do so. And traveling abroad and getting the women that are unfortunately are not too fat by default and are going to be a lot more friendlier regardless of the economic situation because they don't have these so-called schisms. They don't have these so-called societal pressures. Hell, some of them don't even got a sisterhood if we want to go there. Yes, yes. No sisterhood in third world countries or other First Nations? Yes. Yes. Have you noticed in America that a lot of women deal with a lot of effery? That to the point where other women keep silent and even condone and advocate of the effery to the point they engage the effery? Have you noticed that? Or just me? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's keep going. Fair use.
My interests and preferences, the quality of the women in Japan was significantly superior to the quality of the women in the Bay Area. Like, not by a little, by orders of magnitude. Let me break down some of the various factors that go into that statement. First of all, the women in Japan are slender and physically healthy. I spent a month in some of the largest cities in the world, and I must have seen 10 overweight women in that entire time, half of whom were little old ladies. And
damn, only 10? Just 10? Here in America, the overweight population for a lot of America, especially women, are through the skyrocket, through the roof. I think it's roughly 50% or more. The overweight population here in America for ladies, 5. Come on, it's pretty high. Anything more than 40% is pretty too high, regardless of the weight factor. And I think the reason why a lot of women don't mind getting bigger and fatter, because in their mind, they think and feel that they look good. To have love handles is good. To have a big butt, sometimes a narrow waist, if possible, it's good. To have cellulite run all over the body is good in the minds of Western women. Instead of noticing everything should be proportional, you should be somewhat your average weight for average height on the average. Anything above that, you're pushing it. I mean, I've said it here. I think I added on this channel that if, let's say, all groups of women, other groups of women, the dress size should be no greater than a 4. When it comes to black women, if you're gonna push it, you should have it it should not exceed over 8. 6 is perfect, but 8 might be a little bit pushing it, but still could be, you could deal with it, depending on it. But you should not go anything beyond 2 or more dress sizes, and that's just being fair. Now some men will be picky and say, I want one woman to be straight up dress size 4 all the way up now. Well, if you want a woman like that, you better hope that this woman not only takes care of her body, but she watches what she eats, or she is skinny from the start, as she barely gains weight, either after she has children. Usually, children after what the primary children have, she will gain some weight, but she will have that body type where her metabolism is so high that she's not going to gain much weight regardless how much she eats. I know this is not much popular because, a lot of people going to be tuned off hearing this. But if you're a competition with other women, you want to look your best, act your best, shape your best. But what do I know? But let's keep going. Fair use.
These overweight women weren't morbidly obese. They were like plump, maybe 20 or 30 pounds overweight max. Most Western women literally couldn't buy clothes in Japan. The vast majority of Japanese women are slender and physically fit, which is appealing because it's not only attractive, but it indicates a compatible value as well. Like, I want people who care about their health. Second, these women are feminine. They wear dresses and heels and makeup. They tend to dress more conservatively than Western women. No tight clothes, no showing a lot of skin. The feminine ideal there seems to be like softly elegant, flowing and modest and dignified. And these aren't 1950s housewives. These are women who, for the most part, are working professionals. They have modern ideas. They are educated and accomplished, but they haven't thrown out more traditional conceptualizations of female beauty. This is not something you can easily find in the West anymore. And you can't find it at all in the Bay Area, at all. And I find feminine women very attractive. It resonates with me and inspires me to be even more masculine.
Do you hear that? So, for what the man said, the more feminine you are, the more you draw in masculinity on men. Huh? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I could never imagine that. That's very intriguing, in my opinion. Hmm. Hmm. But we would not know that because we live in a society where the roles reverse. Someone's masculine, someone's, feminine. And you know how things, when things are reversed, it throws a lot of things off, in my opinion. 1 second, guys. Let me do this. All right. So, knowing this, hold on, let me go back. Wait 1 second, guys. All right, I found it. All right, so knowing this, it tells you why a lot of men are frustrated here in the West because they're seeking and wanting feminine women, and they're yearning and really wanting something different. And I think being around too much women that are too masculine in nature, it does something to the male psyche and the male physiology in America overall. Because think about it. If you are masculine, someone has to be feminine. It's you know, the balancing of the scales. But if things are topsy turvy, you're not gonna find no balance of scales. You're gonna find awkwardness. You're gonna find confusion, and with confusion, it leads to problems for Western civilization. But the West only hold as long as people accept it. But anywho, overall, this is what the man experienced. And obviously, if he's experienced this, what do you think it does to most men if they could find another environment that is more feminine? They're going to have to be much better function wise in a better society when they're around women that are looking decent and are feminine. It kind of draws necessity of men. But let's keep going. Various.
Now, before I go any further, if you're liking what you're hearing, please consider sending this episode to someone who might benefit from its message because
Oh, and make sure you guys hit the like button and like the stream as well. All right. Good.
you feel you derive from this episode. It's your donations that make all this possible. I don't do the product placements and the corporate sponsorships of other channels.
And make sure I put this. All right, let's keep going.
All right. Third, the women in Japan are extremely respectful. Every woman I interacted with there was extremely warm and friendly. They were receptive to conversation, and they seemed to enjoy, or at least very effectively pretended to enjoy, speaking with me. Even more, they were solicitous about my feelings and seemed concerned that I should enjoy the interaction as well. I didn't experience a single indifferent or disrespectful word, tone, or
Let me test, make sure if I can hear myself. Okay, I'm back. Make sure. Testing, testing. Test, make sure if I can hear myself. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back. All right. That's why I got two devices to make sure everything's going well. I don't want no hiccups. So let me rewind it back up briefly, a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. All right, here we go. Phrase.
Month. This made approaching and talking to women in Japan a much less fraught experience than it is in the US. The women I spoke to seemed to take pleasure in the attention and in the dialogue. Nothing about the interaction indicated that they were annoyed or offended that I was interested in talking to them. Fourth, while a kind of chivalry exists in Japan, it's an
but let's go and unpack this at. Why are women and they're so not argumentative and they were very respectful? Because they know said men by default, majority nature men, we don't tolerate disrespect for women. We don't. It bothered us in a way where if you're very disrespectful, at least, and it gives us the perception that you are defiant, and with defiance brings disorder to a majority of men. Overall, when they deal with regular women, modern women, or even go as far as Western or non-Western women. When you're not disrespectful and very respectful, you go a long, long way. And I find with most women here, if you're not paying them, sometimes they won't be disrespectful. If you're lucky. And most men that pay women, they still get defiance and disrespectful. Case in point, Deion Sanders and him break up with his girlfriend or wherever she is. Well, my fact, I don't know if she is defiant or disrespectful, but my thing is this. I'm going on a short tangent. If you're in a relationship for this long, ladies, more than 3 years, going on 4 years, if there's nothing really the end goal of it and you want something out of this, and this man's not giving you clarity of what wants us, 9/10 out of time he's playing along the fence. He's gonna ride you out until you say it's over. And in regards to Deion Sanders, for off topic, the ride was over, and he spent it and wasted 12 years of another woman's time, and that's by choice because she could have got out of it and left out of it years ago. But because the man had some type of money and status, she couldn't let it go, which is the problem, which is the big problem. And if you want them ladies that want to do something like that, go ahead. But don't think you're going to expect a better standard from any man, and they know that you were with a certain set man for this long, and he didn't want to seal deal. Matter of fact, a lot of dudes will look at you side-eye and really think critically that why would you waste time with some man that ride you long for this long, much as why he didn't go as far as married. Because don't take that long. I'm not really the note in favor of the 6 months, then put the ring on it. That's too sudden. You want to be going through some testing. You want to go through some stuff. Because how things work, even for the advent of no-fault divorce, people used to get married, and that was it. And after marriage, two things will happen. Either you and her, meet the great maker, or, you just go your separate ways and eventually be still married by paper, but eventually over time, the courts are going to have to probably, separate y'all. The same with no-fault divorce. Now, it is made too easy with little effort to know why people want to get divorced, primarily of the woman. And matter of fact, I think I have a video that I might just talk about briefly that Miss Kendra D did, if I have time, on this thing about, a certain set of women now of the games they play, the so-called finagling, the chameleon style games, which if I have time, I will run it before the end of the stream. But let's keep going with Sidecast and hear more about what's going on. Fair use.
Inverted version of what we have here. In Japan, men come first. women come second. It's difficult to appreciate how deeply the romantic ideology permeates our manners until you go to a completely different culture. For instance, one day I was walking towards the main entrance of a building at pretty much the same time as a woman. My natural instinct was to get there first and hold the door open for her. However, when I did so, she refused to walk through it, making a show of great embarrassment. And I later realized that in that culture, it would have been embarrassing for her if I had allowed myself to disrespect myself in that way for her sake. Another example. Many years ago, I spent some weeks in Japan studying Buto dance in an immersive program. The first night of the program, at the General Assembly, we heard a long speech on how the organizers miscalculated the number of futons they needed for the students.
Before we continue, that's very present. Usually with anything, a man should always be up front and doing things anyway. In regards to if, in give or take, if there's some sense of danger, which is not, but let's say we go there, there's a sense of danger. You don't want to be as lady that a man said ladies first. You want the man at least be the first one up front first to see the scope, the environment, to really check everything's good. But we, like I said, we have a bizarre mentality. We have bizarre world thinking. We have a backwards logic movement here in America, where up is up, or actually I think it's up is down and down is up, whatever you want to call it. It's like in reverse, including gender roles, like glittery. So we don't really appreciate that. Other countries, they don't play that. They will say the man's the head on top, you are second. And that's the way of the logic of how nature works. Other countries. Here, I will say this. America is a blessing to a lot of Western women. A true blessing. Without America, I'm not sure how many women would really be moving the way they do now if America wasn't so geared towards them, in my opinion. I'm just saying. If America was not geared to that, I think most Western women would be going back to the Stone Age. Like, literally. All right. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see. Oh, damn. Wrong one. Hold on, guys. Where is my thing? Okay, I found it now. So, oh wait, I can't do that because we could. Okay. So really, truly, they have a certain perception of how things should move in natural order. Here in America, there's no natural order. There's dysfunction and disorder. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's keep going. Fair use, fair use.
Apparently, there would not be enough beds for everyone, so the women would have to sleep on the bare floor without cushions or sheets until the problem was rectified. Now, there were a couple other Westerners in the audience, and I remember we were just looking at each other in disbelief. To say we were shocked would not be an understatement. The idea that the women were going to sleep on the ground while the men were going to sleep in the beds felt completely unnatural to us. However, our way of doing things is just as unnatural to Japanese sensibilities. That's starting to change more and more as Western ideologies continue to infiltrate Japanese society. But the important thing here is to understand that a lot of what many people believe to be the natural dynamic between men and women is really very culturally bounded and culturally specific. And to be honest, it felt good to be honored for being a man. Like, it's not a bad thing to be a man in Japan.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing being not only the good guy, but it's not a bad thing being the bad guy as well. Isn't that something? Imagine that. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine that. Wow. Hold on. So really, truly, being a man in Asia, it's a good thing. It's actually a great thing. Think about it. It does get no better. I can see why a lot of black men push for a lot of black men to go and travel and possibly find mates in Asian countries, first or third world Asian countries, the Philippines, Thai, Japan. I'm not sure about China, but any country where there's a lot of Asian women, it makes sense because women respect masculinity to the full teeth. Like literally, they respect it. And because they respect it, a lot of Western women here, really truly, if that's what's going on in Japan, what the guy is stating right now, or Japan, you're screwed. Because think about this. Women are getting imported here in America by the dozens, right? And because they're getting imported, I gotta say this, man. It doesn't look good because see, women bring their values, they bring their, what they call submission, they bring their forkways. Hell, they'll probably bring some form of femininity to you. You're gonna be blown away. You're gonna feel good to be a man again. Hell, you're gonna hold your nuts high. Say, yeah, I'm the man of this. Now a lot of ladies say, well, you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. So I say, and that's cool. But most men dealing with the right set of women, they don't really give a crap about that. They don't care about that. They don't care about that at all. So, if you can get somebody to get that, that's good. But overall, some men just don't care nowadays. They'll say, yeah, you can have a cake and eat it too. Go, we don't care about that. We look for feminine women. And they conclude that most women are not really it. All right. All right, let's keep going. Fair use.
In fact, it seems to come with some privileges that are more commensurate to the responsibilities that men generally take on. So let's recap. On the whole, Japanese women are slender and physically fit, feminine and demure, friendly and courteous, and respectful and appreciative. Not all Japanese women, I'm sure, vast majority of them, as far as I could tell. The feeling I got was that they felt lucky to be interacting with me, which is a total reversal of the attitude you generally encounter in the West. I've gone on a lot of dates in my day, and the prevailing vibes were either A, that I should feel lucky that the woman was allowing me to buy her a drink, or B, that the woman needed to make sure I could give her what she wanted by conducting the date like a job interview. There's a lot of entitlement and narcissism here. It's all about her. On the other hand, my sense is that
even the psychologist, like Psychcast said, there is a lot of narcissism in America. And I don't like using the word narcissism because it's been used too loosely. It's been thrown out too loosely. But I will say this in narcissism. There are a good portion of Western women that is heavy in America. No doubt. I will agree on him that. And with his narcissism, it breeds other narcissists. And here's my thing. I hear too much women tell me saying they deal with men that are narcissists. I gotta look at straight face and look at him side eye and say, are you the narcissist? Because usually narcissism only galvanize and are attracted to other narcissists. I'm just saying, you saying that he's a narcissist, but I look at you with a straight face. Are you narcissist? Because narcissists attract other narcissists. Unfortunately. But that's just me. Let's keep going. Fair use.
In Japan, women feel grateful for the opportunity to be there, grateful for the opportunity to be considered as a potential partner. It was extremely refreshing, to say the least. Now, I'm not a fragile guy. I'm not a loser who can't get laid. I'm not poor or low status or unattractive. I'm not a guy without options. I don't need to travel halfway around the world to have satisfying relationships with women. But I now understand why it's in men's best interest to seek out the most advantageous marketplaces. It's like, regardless or a master fisherman, if you want to catch a certain kind of fish, it makes sense to go where there are more of those fishes. High value men who have lots of sexual opportunity in the West will still travel to other places where they can get more of what they want more easily. That's not pathetic. That's rational and efficient.
I want to rewind that, what the guy just said, to squash all this disbelief of why some men, whether you are high value or maybe getting there, or you're just a certain economic status as men, why they really travel. Let's rewind that.
Easily. That's not pathetic. That's rational and efficient. It's where they can get more of what they want more easily. That's rational and efficient. Even millionaires, it's where they can get more of what they want more easily. That's not pathetic. That's rational and efficient. It's where they can get more of what they want more easily. That's not pathetic. That's rational and efficient. It's where they can get more of what they want more easily. Pathetic. That's rational and efficient.
Rational and effective. That sounds like logic to me, sir, which men are known for. We outweigh the options and we make the conscious decision. We don't double track, or double think in our decisions. We make a serious assessment. We look at what we have. We look at the environment we're in, and we conclude that it's not worth the squeeze. So obviously, man, gonna go travel out and get what he needs to get overall. And that's just a blatant answer, honest opinion answer that the man has laid out. But let's keep going. Fair use.
Even millionaires don't like paying more than they need to, even though they could afford to do so. And Western women are extremely expensive. Men here generally have to pay more for less relative to other marketplaces. So I'm much more sympathetic to this movement after spending a month abroad.
Yeah, and that it goes to show that it is expensive, and it's not even expensive for a good reason. And I remember the next video that I will run, because I found it in this look I finished now. That what's this? Hold on, guys. Are they actually coming out with a movie? Hold on 1 second, guys. 1 second. What is this? Oh, wow. Can't wait. All right. I'm sorry. I got distracted. I did not anticipate that. Yeah, these streaming streaming service platforms, Amazon, Hulu, what do you call it? Peacock and all stuff. They are actually rolling out a lot of video game now series. I think the 2020 decade is gonna be this is gonna be the decade where you're gonna see all your favorite video games that you used to play gonna be turned to one or two things: a movie or a TV series. A movie or a TV series. I'm seeing more of them come out, and trust me, they're making money. And maybe I'll do a stream on that. I might. Well, stay tuned. Anyway, let's keep going. Fair use.
What do you think? Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've gotten this far, you might as well like this.
All right, he's done. So there you have it. From one psychology, I don't know if he's a professor, But from his perspective, he has went in, observed, and experienced himself traveling abroad, and he has to conclude the women and the quality women are actually better. And reason why it's so better because women want to be around men, need men. Here in America, the West, men is not really a necessity if you want to keep real, because women do make somewhat they could able to make their own money, probably pay a bill here and there, so it's not really necessary. So because that, most men, if they're not a necessity, that means they're gonna have to do what's necessary to hopefully get the possibility of getting their thing wet by the lovely ladies. And some of them, unfortunately, will spend money and still will not get access. And women know this. That's why a lot of them will try to use their little so-called what they call beta male simp orbiters to really shame men instead of spending money with them. So that way they spend money with them and they go get their free foods. They go bring their food back home to go feed their bum ass. And that's the fear that a lot of dudes say, I can't pay for these chicks. They're too expensive. I'm gonna let the next man pay for it. As long as she's giving me the box, we're all good. I'm telling you now, those days are done. It's going to make these dudes that's been getting it for free, which they shouldn't. They're going to probably work hard for, you know, this Western modern woman. They're going to have to pay into it. And it's going to be more than just giving, phallus. They're going to have to pay in with work, labor, and effort. I'm just saying. Now, one of the few things that I did came across, and I think this is good to tie in to why men are advocate of men travel. I come across this thing about this chick here that people been talking about, right? And this chick has what do they call it? What do they call that thing? Again? Oh, she has a so-called ghetto ass dating show where you see a whole lot of modern Western people, men and women, mostly women, out here looking for the next sugar baby or the next baby daddy, or even go as far as looking for a man for marriage. One particular woman came on this so-called ladies podcast, and it seemed to me that she's wanting a certain lifestyle. Now, mind you, other women that sit there watch this channel when she brings on these ladies night in night out are what they really want or what they qualify, right? She's playing it cool because let's be honest, these ladies by default pay her bills, and if someone's paying your bills, you're going to cater to your audience that you have in front of you. I mean, and mind you, I never cover her. This will be the first time I actually cover her. But this one is present about the finessing, the chameleon, and all other issues that we face. That these are women that are out here that are listening to what the men want, and they're gonna play the role long enough until they get what they want, and literally get what they want. And what's this? So let's take a look and really have a real examination of why we have women like this thinking operate the way they do, and the main reason why men are advocating for men to travel. What says you? So wait, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, you know what I did? This is what I'm gonna do. I didn't put it in, so let me put it in now. All right, move this out the way. Move this here. All right. Let me clear this. So let's go into this video ahead. Make sure you guys hit the like button. And feel so inclined to share. Oh, that's one. Yeah.
Hi.
All right. Let me fast forward that bad boy. Let's see if everything's working. Let's see if
Hi.
Oh God. Are you serious? Are you goddamn serious? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure this thing's working.
Hi.
Oh, are you serious?
Hi, you two. Surprise, surprise.
I can't fast forward this? Oh, that's some bull crap, man. Man. That is messed up. Let me see if I can fix this, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm not sure what the hell just happened. Yeah, this fruits a lot of things. All right, let me see if this will fix it. As we wait, make sure you guys hit the like button and share the stream. I have some issues. I'm not sure why it's doing that now. Yes, this sucks. I don't feel like sharing people's shit on there, man. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Is this really YouTube? Yeah, it says MP4 file. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I delete this. Let me see that fix it. Yeah. I'm not sure what she did. She did something to this stupid thing. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me see if I can fix this. And as I'm trying to fix this, let me see if I got any music. Meanwhile, okay, I gotta correct this. I haven't got. I even. I did. Matter of fact, do I have the? I might have it. Let me see if I have it. I'm trying to find it, guys. Bear with me, because I'm trying to figure some things out. Okay. You know what's going on? Let me see if this is gonna be the right one. I'm going to delete this one. All right. Let me see if this is the right one. Let's cross our fingers.
Hi, YouTube.
Oh, you know why? Because it's converted to MP3. That's why it's not working. No, I gotta fix that. I can't have one MP3. I want the video. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna fix this. I gotta fix this. That's why I miss my old computer, because my old desktop could. This don't give me this problem.
Hi,
No, that's not it. I'm gonna fix it, guys. Give me a second. Is this the one? Let's see this. Are you serious? Damn. This is some bullshit. Let me see if this is the one. That's not good. That will not work. Okay, that won't work. This is simple. I want to show the visuals of this one because this one will set home. All right, let me see if this will work. I'm gonna mute myself. I don't want that stupid sound. All right, let me drop the link for those that want to come up because I'm not gonna be able to get this. I might play the audio version, but I don't like to be sharing people's shit on here. That's one thing I'm trying to avoid. So I'm gonna drop the link for those that want to come up. I might just have to just run the audio of it because I can't get around it. I'm not gonna be able to get around this. I wish I could, but I'm unable. So this one I'm gonna do. All right, so this one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run the audio of it. Meanwhile, guys, as that guys come up, I'm sorry for the wait, guys, because I thought I was able to figure this out, but I'm not gonna be able to figure this out. Yeah, you know how this thing goes. You can't download nothing nowadays. So I'm just going to have to run the audio of this. Boy, I hate this shit. This really messes up the stream. But that's the nature of doing business. Okay, guys, let's see if you guys get this. Oh wow, it's not even playing. Home, home. It's not even playing. I'm going to fix that right now. I'm definitely going to fix that right now. I don't know why wasn't that playing. Matter of fact, I still got the YouTube. All right, I'm gonna run the audio version of this. Okay, I have it with me. And let me see what player I'm gonna use. Do I still got the virtual DJ? Yes, I do. And let me see how good the virtual DJ is.
Here's the deal. I have more single black women looking for someone that is the I have all demographics, but that's the highest demographic.
All right, guys. I'm gonna try to find it here. Well, there's not gonna be no visuals, unfortunately, because I can't really figure that part out. So I'm gonna run the conversation with the Miss G here and the lady, the 24-year-old, I guess cutie chick, maybe. Um, so let me see if this is the right one. I'm gonna mute myself so I can find the right track. I don't want to be fast forward. One moment. All right, here we go. I found it. We're gonna run this. So bear with me. Y'all know who this. Y'all watch this chick's channel, this Watch the Dating Show. So let's go into this, and this will be it for tonight. All right, where's my? Let's go into this, guys. Let's listen in. And like I said, I got the DJ mic. I got the scratch tape ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This is the what they call it, the nice little cutie 24-year-old Libra chick looking for a sugar baby. One of them dudes that provide the soft girl lifestyle and that nonsense. Let's listen.
Kind of me? What kind of me you looking for, honey? Okay, so I'm looking for a leader, first of all. I'm looking for a man that can lead me. I'm looking for my husband. I'm not into like just dating casually anymore. I'm looking for something really serious. I'm looking for a provider man. I have a long list, but I'll keep it kind of short here. A leader, provider, someone who wants a family, who wants kids, someone who wants to take care of their family. I also want someone who's kind, but also really hardworking. And then I'll keep it short because my list can get really long. And I also really want a man like Christian, preferably, but like it's not a deal breaker. Like you were just talking about the other people who were on the show. Like I know what my beliefs are. Your beliefs can be different. Nobody can take me being a Christian away from me. So Only thing I want to add this. I do think in a family marriage it can be complicated because we have kids. So I do think when it comes down, I was talking about dating, but long term seriousness.
Now, mind you, this is not an older woman. This is a pretty much a fairly young woman, a woman born in 1999. So next year she'll be 25 in either September or October because she falls into the Libra scale. But nonetheless, she is looking for that type of man. Now, before we go on to this, because there is the notion there, this woman is a chameleon, which I doubt I will have to agree with it, but it's more than that. Why are you looking for a serious provider male at this stage of life? And you're this age? Be my first question. Number one. Number two, was you in another relationship already? And what happened to the last boyfriend you dealt with? He couldn't provide this so-called soft girl life? And these are questions we need to ask ourselves. To ask a question is to get the answer. Well, let's listen in.
You may need to be on the same page because it could be complicated when it comes to children. I do agree with that, but totally agree with that actually. And now that you say that dating and marriage are two different worlds. But no, let's keep going. I wouldn't want to raise my kids. When I have kids, I wouldn't want them to be anything other than Christian. I wasn't raised in the church. I went to church, but it wasn't every Sunday you're waking up and going to church. So I want something similar for my family. So kind of got to be a Christian. Couple things. Now you said provider. So do you not want to pay any bills? So with that, it's so I was raised. My mom was a housewife when I was a child. So and my grandmother the same way. So I'm used to seeing women in a position of motherly in the house. I do work now, and throughout dating, I don't plan not to quit my job. But if I'm going to be having lots of kids, which I do, not lots, but a few kids, I don't want to have to go to work. I want it to be an option for me, or even to do work that is something that fulfills me. One of the things I'm interested in is opening a nonprofit for housing. So that's not, building that from the ground up would not be a traditional clock in, clock out, or salaried employment. So that's something I want the flexibility to do. But dating up until that marriage, I don't want him, I want him to be able to, I don't want him to be growing into that. I want that to be already kind of on the table. And then
so in other words, she's looking for the soft life era, the soft girl. That soft life. I want to sit on my ass. I might just take care, raise my little bastard children, but most likely I just want to sit down, watch TV, maybe bonds here and there. I might use your money to come up, and after a while, once I come up, I might, if I get bored and tired, I'll just divorce you. Because marriage today in the West don't mean nothing. Be personally honest, and that's what it's become. It has not mean nothing to a lot of Western men, and a lot of Western women don't care about it either, no matter what economic circumstance they are in. So pay attention closely. Let's listen more into this.
So we have to already have it together. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Okay, got it. So does he have to look a certain way? No, I'm not particular on how a man has to look. In my past, I've dated outside of my race, both inside my race. I prefer Black men. But the most thing that I care about is someone who's clean cut. You don't have to wear name brands. Actually, I prefer if you don't. I prefer someone just clean cut, looks clean, good breath, good hygiene. The rest, we can figure it out. I'm not always the most stylish person in the room, and that's fine. But no one can ever say oh, she looks not put together or something like that. You always look clean. So that's important to me. So look clean. Yep. Okay.
Now, mind you, we have a swirler alert. She has dabbled between the non-Black men. She has dabbled between vanilla ice, mangoes. Cheetos, um, what do you call it? French toast, spaghetti, Cajun crab, Cajun chicken, all the flavors. She has dabbled outside of the group. But the biggest giveaway, the biggest question, chick, why are you not married to these other groups of men since you have dabbled? If the non-black man doesn't marry you, what that says about you? And women tell on themselves once they go outside the group. If these other groups ain't willing to put a ring on it, what that says about you? Hmm. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyhow, let's keep listening. Fair use.
What about money? Does he have to make a certain amount of money? Yes, that's important to me. Like I said before, I do want a provider man. In my past experience with dating casually or even dating more seriously, I usually date guys who make a lot of money. I'm not into their finances, but if we had to go on doctors, senior level execs, things like that. Those are like the guys who I usually would date. That's usually for me. I'm not sure what those salaries look like, but it's not. I've heard women on here and men too, like say 70K, 100K. Like it's more than that for sure. And I believe, I know it's possible to take care of a family than that. A lot of people do it, but you know, I don't see that for myself, and I want what I want. That's it. I mean, listen, you're very attractive. You have no kids.
Yeah, you want what you want, but the biggest question, what KS is always tell these ladies, can you get it? Because you can ask what you want all day, like every day. But do you qualify? Can you secure that bag? And the answer is no. And that's cool. I mean, everybody's gonna secure every bag, But can you secure that one bag? Since you're dabbling around with certain men that got it like that. To ask the question is to answer the question. But let's keep listening.
Let's do the Kendra Cam. Okay. So before we do the Kendra Cam, I see even already a lot of people already follow me on my Instagram. I was heavier, about 50 pounds heavier in the start of the year. So I did lose a considerable amount of weight. So the pictures on my Instagram or how I look right now in the Kendra Cam is not what you'll see on the internet of me. I'm much thinner. But how did you lose the 50 pounds? So basically, like a matter of like working out. Maybe I should step this way more because that's black. But working out, I traveled a lot. So in Europe, there's a lot of like walking that you do that you don't do so much in like the suburbs. So I was walking a lot, moving a lot, and the weight kind of just comes off when you move. The weight got on me during the pandemic. I was just being kind of lazy, like a lot of people working from home. So I was, sitting around a lot, eating, and then, once the world opens back up, you open your life and you move around again.
So when people were in the lockdown, you got fatter, like most Western people. Hmm. 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 Mm, 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 mm. I hear the notion about, being flew out. She's giving me that flew out vibes. I'm just saying. But like I said, you look for a more softer life. So a man's gonna spend some money. Most likely it's gonna be an older man, but in regards to put a ring on it, I just don't see it happen. But let's listen more to this.
Yeah. And but I forgot to tell you. One thing that is important to me, the guy that I'm with, he doesn't have to be like supermodel, handsome, or fit or anything. But I do want someone who's at least, I'm not saying you have to go to the gym every single day or even like 3-4 times a day, but caring about your health is important for me, just because gotta be around long to take care of your family. That's important. So I don't want someone who's too overweight. And if you are overweight but willing to change, that's great. But that willingness to change is important for me.
So if you don't want that, I'm hoping, sweetie, you're able to cook a nice, wholesome, mixed vegetarian / low protein, low carb diet. If you're not a person that is accustomed to eating proper, your man is not gonna eat proper. Case in point, Charles Ali and the book How Not to Eat Pork. And because of that book, she discovered that most men during the time when she wrote that book were down to stop eating pork for better health reasons. But when it comes to black women like her, they still want to indulge into the swine because they're swining and dining. They refuse. They refuse. They refuse to put down the hog, the chitlins, the pig feet, the ribs, the ribs, the ribs. Did I mention the ribs? The baby back, the smoke, the jerk, and all forms of casual ribs. The ladies are so much enticed and will not willing to put down. And because this, your so-called king or future husband will get those health problems, including not maintaining a decent weight. Just keeping it real. Keeping it real. Anyway, let's keep on. Fairies.
Yeah. Okay. Could he have kids already? In my past, yes. I've dated people with kids. Do I prefer it? No, I don't. If he does have kids, I have a strict rule, and I guess you could say this is a standard. No kids under the age of 5. I think at that age, you're still very much tied to the woman who you had that child with. And I just don't like that dynamic in my life, even if that relationship's good. Usually the kids are much older. So I'm okay with that. So, yeah.
Okay. When was your last relationship with them?
So my last relationship was not this past October, but the October prior to that. So that was a relationship I had. I just graduated college not too long ago. In college, so it was like an on again, off again type of relationship, and it didn't work. He wasn't doing enough for me and the life that I wanted. So I had to put myself in a better position to get what I wanted instead of sitting around hoping that things would change. I kind of just have to go after what I want.
So, in other words, gentlemen, she wanted to be a woman that you pay all the bills and extra and take reckless trips and all that at the same age as her. Hmm. 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 Imagine that. She want that super lifestyle at the age of 24, going into the same relationship you and her in, right? Right? And because you could not provide that, and trust me, she said they had an on and off relationship. And I would say I would bet that she's the one that really wanted, and she stayed around because the dude was not only providing something, and it's more than just, you know what I mean, the phallus. He was providing something that they were compatible, like girlfriend, boyfriend, that could have been husband, wife. But to her knowledge, she wanted more. And I always heard this notion that women can't be satisfied. They're right to a point, but it's much deeper that they can't be satisfied. They listen to other stupid, non-effective, no actual receipt women on social media, especially on TikTok, of how modern women should be living. And we know the average American today work. Both the man and the woman work. I don't care about other groups of women, because other groups of women, if you think about it, some might have the luxury not to work, but nonetheless, they are working. Do you hear me? They are working. And I remember one time Edward said it best, that Why would somebody pay 100%? You gotta be stupid. I had to think critically. I had to agree with the brother because if you go pay 100% in this society, the laws better be in favor where no one can sit there screw you if we want to go there. Because you only got so much money you could pass around. And if you in these relationships with modern women and they could easily walk away for whatever reason, it's not really worth the investment in the long run. Not the short term, the long run. And that's just the honest truth. So keep that in mind. Let's keep listening.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Yeah, so the last time I was intimate with someone was actually like maybe a few months ago. I was dating someone kind of serious, but there was just issues of us butting heads about like children and things like that, and I'm not willing to compromise on like me having kids. I'm so young. I want kids.
Do you want kids eventually?
Sooner than later. I'm not one of those like get married, have kids on my wedding night, but like I'm 24, so if everything were to go my way and not by God's plan, I'd be married by 27, having my first kid by 28, and then like turn around second 29. So yeah, kind of soon. That's like not. I don't think that's like unreasonable.
I don't think it's unreasonable. It's 3 years from now.
Yeah, I was like, I think that's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the age range you would date?
Okay.
Wait, before
I don't know how the comments are.
Before we go into that, 27, you're 24. That gives you we're gonna be in the next year now. You're gonna turn 25. You got roughly 2 years now in counting. And personally, from the looks and hearing of this conversation, if you're sitting waiting to be at a certain age to say I'm gonna start with kids, most of the dudes that you're dealing right now are not gonna waste your time and wait. And trust me, there are men that's older that will play that game, but if they look at you overall and think of the cost analysis and how you carry yourself, most likely they are going to conclude that if they get in the box, which they get in the box, it wouldn't make no sense and it's not worth the investment. Those dudes sit there, go all the way in for you. What's this? All right, let's go. Let's keep listening.
Gonna feel about this. I do not date people that are my age. So I start off youngest I'll go, and this is I don't even know if I should do this. I've tried it to go any younger than this, but I just don't see much success in the mindset. So I'll start at the youngest 37 and I'll go up to 50. And I know people are going to dog me in the comments for that, and I'm okay with that. But in my experience, I've had some of my best relationships I've had were people that were like 40, 45, that age. There's a lot more in common in the mindset. The provider aspect of things. It's not more of like a having to ask for it. It's just kind of there. I connect really well with that age. I've never had like things like, oh, you're so young for your age. It's more like, oh my God, we get along so well. I've never had like oh, you act just like a 24-year-old comment. So 37 to 50 is my age range. I usually won't go over 50. It's just a little, the conversation gets a little kind of weird there. But yeah.
So 30 would be too young for you. You're 24. That would be too young too?
Yeah, 30 would be too young. Well, I'm hesitant with that. So 30 and he meets all the other, I hate to say criteria, but like things I care about, such as a provider, wanting a family.
So like I said, she won't deal with no one that's over 50. But as you get older, sweetie, and you're not getting cuffed up, most likely that's going to be your range. Because a man that's in his 40s and you're in your 20s, they're not going to bother us that. You see, one thing, the reason why I should ask and demand certain things, because there are still a group of men that are Simpson beta males that might take on an offer. And if they do take on an offer, you better hope you have the money to pay for it. Because that's what you're going to do. So, you know, she needs to stay in her lane. Anyway, let's keep going.
Being already established, like those things have to be met like straight out the gate. If you're still like working to get it, I'm not interested in that. So if a 30-year-old has those qualities, then yes. But in my experience, from what I've done in my short period of dating, I haven't had much success with 30-year-olds meeting those. And it's usually like, even sometimes 37 is like kind of funky with these guys. So usually it's 40s that usually I can really vibe with well. But younger, usually not. But if he met those criteria, sure.
Okay. So what are 3 things you have to work on, Wisdom?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of things I have to work on, but the 3 most things I have to work on. Number 1, I can be mean-spirited. I'm mean-spirited because sometimes my mouth gets the best of me and I will say things, especially when I don't agree with them. I'm pretty quick on my feet, so when I expect someone else to be very quick on their feet. And when someone's not, I can kind of say things that are kind of nasty to people. Could possibly take up 2 because it's really nasty. That's something I really have to work on. Second thing is, because I usually date men who are a lot older than me, I am I'm well-spoken and I'm well-spoken, but I can be very naive.
Yeah, and that's why that's the giver. That is the default prop. And you asking for a provider male, and you got that lip. That lip only goes so far, not only by your age, but only goes so far by how much the man's going to tolerate. And let's say again, most men not going to be tolerating women, especially at a certain status in life. And if they're paying most of everything, that attitude that figure have, like what Psychot said before. Psychot said best. He went to another country. The women out there have very little attitude. You, as a modern Western woman, you have a lot of attitude in mouth. You ain't getting far. Only thing you probably gonna get is, some phallus and bubblegum. Nothing more, nothing less. But let's keep going. And if you guys want to come up, stream your links in the chat room.
And that's something that I have to learn how to have a little bit more discernment. Even though I think most people have my best interest at heart, me being so young, I still think the glass is always half full. So I have to have a little bit of discernment. That's my second thing. And my third thing I would have to say is that I have to be a little bit more upfront with people and not so people pleasing. I'm a very so I'm like I don't like to use this word, but I will for the sake of the conversation, submissive in some ways. So I do things to please others. And sometimes it works to my detriment because I won't think about myself, or I won't think about how this truly makes me feel because I know it'll please my partner. And then I'll be sitting thinking later, like, why did I do that? I don't like how that made me feel. So that's something I do want to work on, and I'm working on it. It takes time, and I'm giving myself grace with learning, but also realizing and having a little self-awareness is important. So yeah, those are some things I need to work on.
All right. Do you want the guy to be in Chicago?
And I think she's originally from Chicago. So she's looking for all this in the city of Chicago. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wisdom?
No, he does not have to be in Chicago. I have no preference on that. I'm not tied to Chicago. I'm willing to move where I need to go for the right man, but it has to be the right man. And at the same time, I'm not really interested in like months and months of phone conversations with a guy. So if said guy lives in New York and he's serious about me, there should be plans to either him come to Chicago, like date, me go to New York date, just to see if there's an actual chemistry there outside of just living in my phone. I don't do that. So yeah.
She doesn't do that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I prefer even if the time together is short, I prefer just to have some time FaceTime. It doesn't have to be a lot of time or even weekly, but at least on a monthly basis, going out to see each other would be ideal.
And last question was, why would a guy be lucky to?
Man, she bet. Listen, if you're from Chicago, sweetie, there are some productive black men or whoever down there. If you can't snag one of them, that's on you, especially when you're a high demand butt. I mean, I look at most women nowadays that thinking upper like her, you just only deserve ballast and bubblegum, personally. But let's wrap this up.
Be with you.
Oh, well, that's a good question. So God would be lucky to be with me because at my core, I'm a wife. My husband just has to find me. I'm very feminine. I'm kind. I'm sweet. And I think the quality that I have the most, which goes kind of underrated these days, is I bring peace to like guys that I date. I recognize that the people that I date have a lot going on in their world outside of me. So when they come, like, hang out with me or date me, it's very peaceful. It's very like, let's chat, let's have clarity, talk with each other. And those are things that I think are very important for like the men that I date. So those are some things that I bring to guys or bring to the table, and I like them. So yeah, that's why I think I'm great. And then I'm not funny. I'm not funny, but most people say I'm funny, but whatever.
Okay. Listen, let's do it. This is Wisdom, South Chicago suburb. 24. She works for the governor. Nope.
All right, that's it. I'm done with this. That's it, guys. I had enough of this. Hope you guys got some out of this. I don't know if I'm gonna, split this portion. Who knows? I'll think about it. But overall, women like that's that young, there are other better women that's, if we want to go black or whatever, you could find maybe outside America, possibly. And when you ask for these so-called standards and tell me you are this wife, you don't really ask questions of how you and your mother really met. And it wasn't really from the start your father was this top and your mom didn't work. We all know that's not the case, especially if you're a woman that was born in the late 90s. If my math suits me right, your parents were born no greater than the 70s for a child that was born in the 90s, on the average. You tell me your father did not have to work with your mother at the time before you became to a certain status. So your mother, if she had to work, she'll have too much. Question need to be start asking. This is Chameleon 1.0 in the effect. She was in a relationship with a man that don't seem like was giving you no paramount. As you wanted a certain lifestyle. You wanted him to spend a whole lot of money and make you don't do nothing. Tell me you're a house. You're not a housewife. No, you're not. There are women that are in other areas that will do less and still give more better cooperation to this chick. And that's the bottom line. That's the honest truth. Anyway, that's it. Y'all guys gotta leave your comments and likes during this video, hopefully. In conclusion, Psycats was right. To ask the question, why he advocated, because it makes sense. And most men are cost benefits. They weigh their options and they move accordingly. And this is the environment that they have to deal with, where most men sit and say that's what they expect and that's what they demand and that's what they deserve. You're better off just having your dog die alone, or be around other women and engage in eating activities. Either or. Good luck finding that. And trust me, one thing you got to keep in mind: women like that, to be honest with you, those are the ones that will fastly divorce if your money dries up, fellas. I'm just saying. Food for thought. Anyhow, links to follow me are fine. You can follow me at ChaosRain7 at Twitter. You can also add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. You can also join my Discord service. Also follow me on Rumble as well, CRain23 on Rumble. And please become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. That links are in the description of this video. And please leave a comment. I want to hear from you on the take on this video. Looking forward to reading to it. And please smash the like button on your way in, on your way out of this stream. Until next time, let it chaos reign.